Hi, and welcome to Ben, I Need Help, a reference that I hope at least my Russian audience will get. My name's Ben. I am a 33-year-old software developer and I live here in St. Petersburg, which would be behind me if I'd done this at a reasonable hour. I've lived here for about 3 years, but I'm an English native, and I thought it would be interesting to put together some thoughts on what it's like to live here as a foreigner, what the city can offer, and interesting differences between living in England and living in Russia. So, this is really just an intro video to say hi. So, hi. We're going to do a very quick 3 things that are cheaper in St. Petersburg than they were in England to finish this one off, and then I'll be back with something a bit more substantial in the near future. So, 3 things that are cheaper here in St. Petersburg. Number 1, internet. So Wi-Fi is available around the city in pretty much the same way that it is in English cities, cafes, shops. They all have their Wi-Fi and you log on from your phone, no problem. But home internet is much cheaper and you can get similar speeds. I don't want to say it's faster, but it's a lot faster for a lot less. So my home, we have a 90 megabit internet connection and it costs us 750 rubles a month. 750 rubles, depending on the exchange rate, something like £9, £8-9 in that kind of region. So for a similar connection, in fact for a slightly slower connection when I was in the UK, it was costing me like 70 quid a month. So a lot cheaper, a lot faster. Thing number 2 that's cheaper here, the metro or the subway or the tube or whatever you want to call it depending on where you're from. I don't know why we need to have so many words for that. But the metro, their version of the tube here, is really cheap. Really cool. The stations are all beautifully put together. They're all older architecture, beautiful stonework, beautiful paintings, really beautifully put together. And it's like 50 rubles per trip. That's like 60, 70 pence. Like so cheap, it's ridiculous in comparison. We're living in London where it was like a fiver to go last time I was there. It's crazy. And thing number 3, which is slightly cheating because it's kind of like thing number 2, is taxis. Okay, it's transport generally. Transport here is pretty cheap, but taxis especially weren't a mention because if you're using Uber a lot or the Russian taxi service they have, a company here called Yandex. Yandex is like the Russian Google. And if you're using those, it's like 300 rubles. It's 4 quid. A ride for, sort of half an hour. A ride that would easily cost you £15-20 in London, £3-4 here. So that's 3 things that are cheaper here than they were back in England. I've been Ben, and hopefully I will return to you soon with some more insights in what it's like to live here in St. Petersburg. Until then, take care.